Welcome back. Recapping our top stories on New Jersey tonight. At least 6 people transported to the hospital after a school bus crash in Boonton. It happened on Valley Road. The bus crashed into a utility pole, pulling down wires. Officials say all of those injuries are minor. First Lady Tammy Murphy in Newark today to celebrate International Women's Day. She spoke to hundreds of women about efforts to improve health care for mothers and children. She also encourages young girls to chase their dreams. And in Hoboken, an ordinance is up for consideration that would require event promoters to provide the city with a cleanup and security plan. This could affect events like SantaCon and Leprechaun that require police overtime. Officials say organizers could be forced to provide reimbursement for costs, eliminating the burden for taxpayers. Meteorologist Dave Kerr and I keep talking about the spring forward and then the spring coming on March 20th. Right. Anything else we need to look forward to? Like it's going to get hot, babes?
Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
Just throw that one out there too. We are looking at, early March temperatures that could go, anyway, any which direction. We're right now dealing with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. We are looking for a more seasonable forecast for tomorrow. And the start of the weekend is shaping up to be really nice. Saturday we'll end up with sunshine and temperatures nearing seasonable, which is usually around 48 degrees. Right now, we're in the 20s and lower 30s. We are tracking a few scattered light snow showers across Burlington County. That disturbance passes 2 hours south in the next few hours. Fair weather noses in from the north, and that ensures just a beautiful afternoon for tomorrow. Things beginning to change once we turn the corner into the wee hours of Sunday morning. So your weather forecast going through the overnight and into early Saturday morning is nice, partly to mostly cloudy tonight, and then by daybreak we're already looking at some really nice conditions, and we'll go from 29 through the 30s and then eventually settle into the 40s for Saturday's forecast. The change starts very early Sunday morning, where there's likely going to be some snow showers in northern and northwestern parts of the state. And just because it's happening in the wee hours of Sunday morning, the coldest part of the day, the moisture that moves in basically is going to be all snow for northern sections of the state. It doesn't look like we're dealing with a lot of snow, but there will be some snow showers. Most of us are going to miss out on this. Some computer guidance still suggesting a 1 to 2 inch snowfall. Honestly, that's not a big deal, but that is enough to create for some slippery conditions for you early morning drivers very early Sunday morning. I'm talking about like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. By daybreak, we're already starting to see the transition from snow over to rain, and we could be talking about a lot of rain. So anything that does collect in northern sections of New Jersey, that's going to get washed away very quickly. And right now, Sunday just does not look like it's a great day. Get out and enjoy Saturday. We don't have much of a Sunday. I'll have more updates on that coming up a little bit later in the show, Della.
Thank you, Dave. Firefighters rescue a man trapped on the roof of his burning home. The Asbury Park fire was first reported around 3:30 a.m. Fire crews spotted the man on top of the 3-story house when they arrived. They used a ladder to get him down. Everyone else inside that home got out safely. 2 firefighters were injured. Police make an arrest in the case of a man allegedly carjacked and robbed and then found tied up in the trunk of his car. Javon Barouet faces several charges, including kidnapping and weapons offenses. Police say he and another suspect approached the victim with a gun Wednesday night in Hillside. They say the pair drove the victim around to several banks in the area to take out cash. The victim later found in Irvington after police say a girl walking her dog heard screaming from inside the trunk. Barouet is in the Union County Jail until his first court appearance. 17 Clifton police officers who also serve in the military say they've been harassed by their superiors over their time commitment to their service. That, according to a report from NJ.com. The officers say the department sent letters ordering them to show at least 7 years' worth of pay stubs to prove their service. An attorney says the officers plan to sue. A Clifton official denies any discrimination. A longtime fugitive wanted for killing a woman in New Jersey is behind bars tonight after an FBI manhunt. News 12 New Jersey's John Bathke with more from Newark.
After 4 years on the run, Lamont Stevenson is now back in New Jersey. Stevenson, as you can see, in the hands of the FBI, one of its 10 most wanted, captured yesterday in Maryland. Stevenson was wanted for the murder of his fiancée, Olga de Jesus, and her dog in Newark in 2014. Yesterday, her family said they feel she can now finally rest in peace. Stevenson is also a suspect in a murder on Wednesday in Washington, D.C., in which a woman and her cat were reportedly killed. Stevenson is now being turned over to the Essex County prosecutor. Reporting from Newark, John Bathke, News 12, New Jersey.
Police identify the victim in a deadly accident on Route 46 in Elmwood Park. Rosanna Reyes from Passaic trying to cross the busy highway last night when she was hit by the driver of a pickup truck. She died at the scene. The driver stayed there and will not be charged. A body pulled from the Boonton Reservoir in Parsippany Sunday is identified as a man missing since November. Sean Stoll of Boonton was reported missing by a friend. Police at the time, Stoll was considered in danger because of pre-existing medical conditions. It was not known if he was taking his medication. Someone is still targeting drivers in western Ocean County. We told you about it last month. This after more than a dozen people in rural areas had their windshields cracked. Police in Plumstead and Manchester townships say the most recent incidents happened yesterday afternoon on Route 539. Victims say as they passed a dark-colored sedan, they heard a loud noise and their windshields getting hit by something. Plumstead police say they've gotten at least 25 cases like this since February. Other incidents reported in Freehold and Jackson townships. A local business owner is under arrest tonight after selling a cat sedative to humans out of his Essex County vitamin shop. Police say people are using the drug to get high. John Sirico is from Pennsylvania. He was taken into custody after police raided Nutrition Zone on Route 46 in Fairfield. They found dozens of bottles of catnip cocktail. It's sold online as an anxiety medication for cats. A warning on the website says it should not be consumed by humans.
You a feeling of euphoria. It depresses your nervous system. It affects differently. Like one person had where he was, calm and nice 1 minute. The next minute he was angry. Another person was very confused, didn't know where they were, weren't aware of their surroundings.
Police started investigating in July after getting a call about someone acting bizarre near the shop and then another call about someone driving erratically. Both allegedly had bottles of catnip cocktail and receipts from Nutrition Zone. It's illegal for humans to ingest that drug. A former Belmar home health aide is arrested for allegedly stealing money. Prosecutors say Kathleen Campion is charged with stealing $12,000 on credit cards belonging to an elderly woman. Campion allegedly paid her utility bills, cell phone bills, rent, and insurance. She's facing up to 10 years in prison and $15,000 in fines. A state appeals court ordered the New Jersey Turnpike Authority to offer evidence to justify its raising of the Easy Pass violation fee from $25 up to $50. The ruling stems from a challenge filed 2 years ago by two drivers who say that fee is unreasonable. But the Turnpike Authority says it's lower than the cost of processing and collecting toll violations. The panel ordered the two sides to hold an evidentiary hearing in front of a judge to resolve the matter. Senate President Steve Sweeney says he hopes to sign a recreational marijuana bill by the end of the month. There are some sticking points that still need to be ironed out, and it's not certain that bill has enough votes to pass. Eric Lansgrunner spoke with Attorney General Gurbir Grewal about the issue and what his concerns are should that bill pass.
Telling them, don't do all these drugs, watch out for these pathways to addiction when it comes to opioids. And then you have this message that this category of drugs has now been legalized. What we have to be clear about is no matter where you come out on legalization, we have to be firm and say to our young people, this is not legalized for you.
You can see the rest of this interview, plus one with Senate President Steve Sweeney on New Jersey Power and Politics tonight at 9, plus Saturday and Sunday at the Times on your TV screen. President Trump in Alabama getting a first-hand look at the damage from the deadly tornadoes that touched down this past Sunday. He met privately with survivors and their families in Beauregard, including a woman who lost 10 of her relatives in that storm. The president also visited a local donation center collecting supplies for people who lost their homes. He's since touched down in Mar-a-Lago for a scheduled weekend trip. Former Army intelligence analyst Chelsea Manning is jailed for refusing to testify before a grand jury investigating WikiLeaks. The judge ordered it this morning after a hearing in which Manning said she has no intention of testifying. The judge said she'll stay jailed until she testifies or the grand jury finishes its work. Manning was sentenced to 35 years in prison for leaking documents to WikiLeaks. President Obama commuted that sentence after 7. Empire actor Jussie Smollett now indicted on 16 felony counts by a grand jury. 8 counts for what he told a police officer and 8 more for what he told a detective. That according to court records. Smollett was originally charged with felony disorderly conduct. Investigators say Smollett staged a phony hate crime against himself. The actor denies the allegations. U.S. job creation fell last month, reviving concerns about the economy. But some economists say certain factors may have made February a fluke. Our Erica Such reports.
After starting the year with a bang, the February jobs report a whimper. The Labor Department says U.S. employers added just 20,000 jobs last month, a steep drop-off from January's 311,000, and well below economists' forecasts. President Trump shrugged off the number, instead pointing to the report's bright spots.
The unemployment rate just went lower. We're down now to 3.8%, so we had very good news on that. I think the big news really was that wages went up, and that's great for the American worker.
Wages did grow 3.4% over last year, and the unemployment rate dipped to 3.8%. Possible factors: winter weather driving down February hiring in key sectors like construction, while retail and hospitality remained flat, and a job market coming back down to earth after some blockbuster months. Some analysts cautioning against reading too much into one report.
You always have to look at jobs numbers in sort of a 3-month group. And if you average it out, we had a great January. We had a really terrible February. That's in part because of weather, warmer weather and then colder weather. If you average it out across 3 months, that's 186,000 a month. That's actually pretty good.
Still, employers have been wary of recent stock market volatility. Political battles like the one that triggered the 35-day government shutdown in December and January, trade policy, and a ballooning federal deficit. I'm Erica Such, News 12, New Jersey.
You have a little over a month to file your taxes this year, and your refund could be affected by new tax reforms. We'll tell you what you need to know in this week's Consumer Alert. The Chester School District is joining Morris County to end the stigma surrounding mental illness and substance abuse disorders. The district passed a stigma-free resolution. Chester is one of 35 towns in Morris County to do so. The grassroots movement promotes re-education and understanding for anyone suffering with mental illness or substance abuse. A commuter alert ahead of the weekend. The Path World Trade Center station closed again. Crews are doing repair work related to Superstorm Sandy. Closures begin at midnight. The station will reopen at 5 a.m. Monday. A bill moves forward to stop New Jersey legislators from giving themselves a raise after they've been elected. The proposal unanimously passed the Senate Community and Urban Affairs Committee. The bill was inspired by Linden Mayor Derek Armstead. He raised his salary by 36% when he took office. The legislation would not apply to public or other government employees. Meteorologist Dave Curran, It is the weekend. Yes.
It's the weekend.
Were you dancing?
That was my weekend dance.
Oh my Lord. I love the fact that he dances.
Not really. I mean, did you see that? That was just basically moving shoulders.
Hey, DC, look good to this DC.
DC squared. All right, let's see what's going on out there right now. We are looking at mainly cloudy skies, a couple of snow showers across southern sections of the state. Temperature-wise, we're in the 20s and 30s right now. Those numbers will continue to drop. It looks like most of the organized snow really beginning to fall apart right now. We're just left with some flurries in some areas. Otherwise, we just have some moisture in the clouds, and most of that isn't even reaching the ground. Your daily high temperatures today a little warmer than yesterday, but still shy of where they should be this time of year. 30s and 40s. We should be at about 48 for an afternoon high temperature, and we're close to that for Saturday. Really, tomorrow's forecast is looking wonderful. After this little piece of disturbed weather scoots to our south and then on off into the Atlantic, fair weather will flop right down into our New Jersey laps, and we're looking at some real nice weather conditions for the remainder of the first part of the weekend. So we have clouds to start the weekend, then we start really seeing that sunshine blasting through by early in the morning, and we'll run with that for the remainder of your Saturday. Saturday night, the clouds start showing up, and then we get this mess that will pivot through the area very early Sunday morning, and that's likely going to leave behind just a little bit of snow. I do not think it's going to be anything that we have to worry about right now. We're looking at maybe a 1 to 2 inch snowfall. The good news is that I don't think you're going to see any of it when you wake up Sunday morning. Most of it's happening in the wee hours of Sunday morning. Once we get that transition right around daybreak to rain, anything that does collect is getting washed away. So Saturday looking better than Sunday, and then going into early next week, we get sunshine and temperatures will be up and down in the 40s and 50s. I'll have more updates on that coming up.
Thank you, Dave. Your 2018 tax refund could be affected by the new tax reform law. News 12's Walt Kane explains in this week's Consumer Alert.
How much money will you get back from the IRS this year? New numbers show the average tax refund so far stands at just under $3,150. That's up $40 from a year ago. But the size of your refund is just a small part of the story.
During the year, the withholding tables were adjusted.
Accountant Joe Petroselli says the new tax law did more than change tax rates. It also means less money was taken out of each paycheck. The less you pay throughout the year, the less you can get back in April. And that's not all bad.
You think that's the optimal way to do it?
Absolutely, because dollars, as soon as you have a dollar, you can either A, save it, it may help you with that extra needed expense that you may incur.
But experts say people here in the tri-state area are more likely to actually get hit with higher taxes.
Some colleagues of mine sort of did an analysis by state, and actually New Jersey turned out to be the state with the highest percentage of taxpayers that would be a net loser under this bill. I think it was about 1 in 10.
One big reason, the cost of real estate. The new law caps the property tax deduction at $10,000. Much more of a factor in high-tax states like the ones around here.
And that's your Consumer Alert. I'm Walt Kane.
Thank you, Walt. To hear extended interviews about potential changes to refunds with Walt Kane and the tax experts in this story, subscribe to News 12 Talks New Jersey wherever you listen to podcasts. Facebook says it will remove groups and pages that spread misinformation about vaccines. The social media giant says it will take its cue from global health organizations such as the World Health Organization and the CDC, which have identified verifiable vaccine hoaxes. Federal health officials say the recent spike in measles cases is due partly to misinformation across social media. The producers of The Simpsons are removing an episode featuring the voice of Michael Jackson. The 1991 episode, Stark Raving Dad, will be pulled from streaming services and future DVD sets. This after HBO broadcasted the documentary Leaving Neverland. It follows 2 men who allege Jackson sexually abused them as children. Jackson's estate is suing. Stay with us as New Jersey Tonight continues on this Friday. Staffers at Colonia Pharmacy in Middlesex County would like to wish Bernadine Caruso a happy 90th birthday. This joyful and lovely lady has been there for over 20 years. Ms. Caruso is always smiling, energetic, and enthusiastic. She works the front register and lottery machine on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You go, girl. Spring and the warmer weather is right around the corner, and because of that, many people are thinking about hitting the gym to lose that winter weight. News 12's tech guru Andrew Anger shows us some exercise equipment that has a lot of built-in tech in the download.
Dumbbells are by nature dumb, but not this weight. You could say the Jack Jock's kettlebell is very smart.
So for the first time ever, you'll be able to see data coming from a kettlebell.
The Jack Jock kettlebell is packed with sensors and is connected to a fitness app that records all of your reps and sets. But what really makes the Jack Jock unique is that you can electronically change the weight.
Within 3 seconds, by a push of a button, you can go from 12 to 42 in 6 pounds increments, just like that.
That allows the Jack Jock to actually be 6 different kettlebells in one small footprint. Pretty handy for tight spaces. And if you've never used a kettlebell in a workout, don't worry. Jack Jock has got you covered.
We have how-to videos on the website. We have 40 free videos to start you off with, so you are in good company. We're going to be guiding you along the way.
Since the Jack Jock kettlebells are smart, they will learn your workout routines over time and will actually encourage you to work harder.
We're going to give you notifications. If you've been working out with 12 pounds or 18 pounds for, say, a period of 3 weeks, we already know that you should be moving on. So we would just recommend for you to move up a weight.
Since it's recording all of that data, the app will also give you a workout IQ score, so there's no more cheating.
We will tell you your real workout time and your rest time.
I'm Andrew Enger, and that's your download.
Pick up the Jack's Jock Smart Kettlebell for $349. Want to check it out online? Head over to news12.com, click on numbers and links. SpaceX's new crew capsule splashed down in the Atlantic Ocean after successfully undocking from the International Space Station. It marks the first time in 50 years that a capsule designed for astronauts returned from space by plopping into the Atlantic. Today's splashdown was the final hurdle of SpaceX's 6-day test flight. So cool watching this over the ocean. Stay with us here on New Jersey Tonight. Your top stories coming up next.